Good afternoon, everyone. This is Avi, Drew, Rishabh, Shane, and I'm Lonnie. Today we're going to discuss the role of leadership in organizations and specifically why it is so important for your organization to establish a culture of leadership. The key to success in your organization is leadership. They say businesses don't fail, leaders do. The number one goal of leadership is to drive long-term shareholder value. And leadership has a direct correlation to your company's bottom line. According to the book Good to Great by Jim Collins, only 11 out of 1,435 companies outperformed the stock market, and they had a stock return 6.9 times better than the market. This is the result of strong leadership. The result of weak leadership can oftentimes be employee turnover, which has a high cost and will affect your bottom line. People don't leave organizations, they leave people. According to Edith Kendall, former manager of leadership development and coaching at Deloitte, the cost of one person leaving is 2 to 3 times their salary. For example, if that person was making $100,000, it'll cost you $200,000 to $300,000 to replace that person. You need to factor in the work that's not getting done because the role is vacant, recruiting costs, training and onboarding, and the institutional knowledge that person walked out the door with. There is a clear connection here between leadership and the bottom line. Creating a strong culture of leadership in organizations is essential. Avi is now going to provide you with an overview of the current leadership industry.
Thanks, Lonnie. Lonnie provides remarkable results of leadership. In order to have more inside information, we took the action to interview more than a dozen leaders across multiple industries. We identified feedback, collaboration, trust, growth, and values as the key components of leadership. It seems that these words are common themes when we interview leaders. Among the results of our interviews, we found that feedback and collaboration are the things they care most. Risha is going to introduce some leadership evolution.
Thanks, Avi. Leadership has evolved over the years, especially to have a competitive edge in the fast-growing global market. Based on our interviews, these are some of the aspects that hovers around the leadership and factors that leaders should be cognizant of. Organizations now have more flat environment and junior level employees are more empowered to speak with their leaders and provide inputs. A culture of two-way feedback has shaped up. Next aspect is value-focused business. Then comes employee buy-in, where employees are more aligned to company mission and vision. Finally, technology-driven, where a business has become more fast-paced and mobile, and technology has played a crucial role in it. This is the best leadership model, which is pillared on 5 practices that we took from the Leadership Challenge book, starting with Model the Way, which is clarifying the values of the organization and setting the examples from the front. Then comes Inspire a Shared Vision, where a leader should envision the future and then enlist the people to make the dream come true. Next is Challenge the Process. We need to constantly look out for the opportunities and be geared up to take the risk and grab the opportunities. Then is Enable Others to Act, which deals with fostering collaboration and developing competencies of the employees. Lastly, leaders should recognize the contributions and celebrate the victories to keep the morale of the employees boosted up. Drew is now going to give details of some of the research that we conducted.
Thank you, Rishabh. Our team conducted more than a dozen interviews from CEOs to VPs to middle management and all the way to their followers in order to gain a holistic perspective on leadership practices. These people covered a wide range of industries, such as education, financial services, government, fashion, startups, and nonprofit. This shows that this model works everywhere. Today we will be focusing on 3 leadership areas that we found to be most impactful based on our research. We'd love to come back again at another time to discuss the final 2, but due to time constraints will be unable to do so. As you can see, our research found that modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, and enabling others to act were the most important to our interviewees. Thus, for today, we will be focusing on these 3 practices. Now Shane is going to be talking more about modeling the way.
Thanks, Drew. In order for a company to succeed, the first thing it must do is establish its values. Employees need a blueprint to follow in order for a goal to come true. The problem with most companies is that these values are at the periphery and not the core. There are countless studies that suggest that these companies with strong values outperform others by a huge margin. These parameters include revenues, job creation, profit performance, and stock price. Companies are now truly starting to see how important it is to define and clarify values. In fact, 66% of business leaders are more proactively educating their employees on values and teaching them how to conduct themselves in line with these values. AV is going to expand on modeling the way.
Thanks, Sean. Our team found additional research to back up how crucial it is for leaders to clarify values. This chart from the Leadership Challenge shows the relation between the clarity of leadership values and different outcomes. The black bar shows a lower level value clarity. On the other hand, the white bar shows leaders who clarify their value to employees. The results are outstanding. Each item grew more than 3%. Most importantly, leadership effectiveness rose by almost 50%. This is really exciting numbers and positive to organization. The higher the leadership effectiveness, the more engaged employee will be, which leads to successful business outcome. Lonnie is going to introduce more about inspired and shared vision.
Thanks, Amy. Based on the interviews we conducted with more than a dozen leaders and followers, 75% of our respondents agreed that inspiring a shared vision is the #1 leadership quality. In order to achieve financial success and employee satisfaction, leaders must have a vision that the employees want to and are willing to follow. According to the book, The Leadership Challenge, the ability to focus on the future most differentiates those seen as leaders from those who aren't. Harvard Business Review conducted a global survey of tens of thousands of people in the workforce and found that 72% of respondents feel that leaders must be forward-thinking. Clearly, inspiring a shared vision is not a luxury for an organization, but an essential component to its success. Drew will now discuss the value of enabling others to act.
Thank you, Lonnie. And now we finally come full circle. According to Henry Ford, one of the most innovative and successful leaders of the 20th century, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Real leaders know that they can't do it alone. They must invest in creating trustworthy relationships and developing collaborative goals. How can leaders do this? First, ensure a culture where feedback is encouraged. It's important to not only coach their employees with feedback, but leaders must be willing to receive it as well. Once it is received, leaders must take action rather than throwing it away to maintain trust among their employees. As you can see, every single person that we interviewed mentioned feedback as a vital component of successful leaders. Leaders build the skills and abilities of their constituents through coaching and create a climate where their constituents feel in control. According to Salesforce.com, 96% of executives attribute lack of collaboration to workplace failure. One of our interviewees, a former CEO of one of the longest tenured privately owned mortgage companies in the United States, said that without fostering collaboration, the organization would be just a set of individuals working for their own personal goals.
So what is a value? You may see a chair, but at Amazon, they see their customer. Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, is a prime example of these practices in motion. The biggest core value at Amazon is customer satisfaction. With that in mind, Jeff Bezos wheels an empty chair into each board meeting. He tells his employees that this chair is the most important person in the room. This method of shock and awe entices his employees to have the same customer-first focus and buy-in to his approach at Amazon. At each meeting, Jeff and his employees collaborate to discover how their discussions will affect the customer. This strong value-focused leadership has allowed Amazon to become the largest organization within its industry. So we're here today to ask you to create a culture of leadership under our guidance. We have shown you how strong value-based leadership has a direct correlation with long-term shareholder value. This journey won't be easy, but it's the things you learn in this journey that will take your organization to where it has never been before. Let's embark on this journey, and together we can climb this mountain. We'd like to thank you for your time, and now open up to the floor for questions.